All right, I'm all set, and I'm heading down to Nathan Phillips Square once again for a nationwide protest against Mark Carney and the Liberal government. This one's associated with the Freedom Convoy. Yeah, it's pretty cold out. Let's do this. All right, so I just got to Yonge and Dundas Square. This is where the protest is, actually not Nathan Phillips. I found that out on the way down. I have arrived, and now I just gotta go find Davy Boy.
CTV sucks!
CBC sucks!
City TV sucks!
Oh, City TV
sucks!
It looks like I found the
fake
Dutchman.
news! City TV's fake news!
City TV's fake news!
CTV That's squad
Yeah.
forever and always!
I found Davy Boy.
Defund the CBC! Defund the CBC! Defund the CBC! Defund the CBC!
All right, once again, I can see a lot of Canadian flags here at the anti-Liberal protests for Canada. And then across the street, you won't see one Canadian flag. Just a bunch of annoying people being annoying. All right, I'm over at the side of the counter protest. There isn't much counter protesting going on.
That's the average individual these days, completely inverted. Sassy jailbreakers walking around. This is how the country turning its back on God. That's why we're here in this predicament here today. Because this we're going to ride, but it's going to be a different story. There's going to be no more crown. There's going to be no more crown. There'll be a republic where each province has its equality. We're going to build our industries back again. They've subverted our industry. We don't make anything. How do we compete against anything? How do we compete? We don't make nothing. But you know, they always blame the orange man down south. But you know the problem in Ontario? Back in July, the automakers went to see Carney. And the automakers said, hey, listen, Carney, you're going to have to get rid of that EV mandate because we're not going to be able to be here anymore. And Carney says, no, I'm keeping that EV mandate. And then guess what happened? They all started moving down south.
All right. So tell me what brings you here today.
Oh well, I've been since the convoy in Ottawa. I've basically been rallying and doing events like this every week. In essence, the convoy was sort of born from the lockdowns,
Right.
and the COVID and everything from that way. But that was just a symptom. That was just part of a bigger plan, sort of say.
Okay.
And what's happening now are people are starting to see the excess taxation. They're starting to see the infringements on rights. If you notice the Bill C9, 11, many bills are coming in which are starting to limit free speech.
Right.
Which people are seeing that. The
Right.
other thing that they're seeing now is they're seeing how frail this country really is. We don't have a manufacturing base. They're starting to see the actual corruption within the politicians, the influence of China, for example, on some of them. And food prices keep going up. They're seeing their education of their children changing dramatically.
How so? How would you say that's changing?
Of course, you have the agenda, as I call it. They're not really being taught
Right.
true history from is being changed. They're being segmented out as either a colonialist or someone's oppressed. So they're teaching our children basically. There's an oppressed class, and there's an oppressor class.
Right.
And there's always been fears as well of 15-minute cities, of more control. But really, what's bringing people out now is they're starting just to see the corruption in the government.
Yeah.
They don't like the idea of us changing ourselves geopolitically without bigger discussions.
Right.
Carney's promised so many things and delivered on nothing.
Do you think this is going to have an effect on anything? Do you think where this movement is going to make change, or
Yes, it will definitely. Today, like I said in my speech when I was addressing everyone, I was so happy to see like so many different new faces.
right?
Also in my speech, I mentioned, and I've been rallying and working with them, which are basically the different variety of Asian groups
Right.
from Markham, from either the Hong Kong Resistance,
Yeah.
Falun Gong. They are so important to Canadians to listen to them.
Yeah.
Because they've seen the communist creep.
Right.
They know what happens in cases of extreme socialism and government control. There's also quite a few people from the Eastern Bloc, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania. They've seen this as well. So I was very happy to see.
So there's a good mix of people here.
There's a very good mix
Yeah.
of people. It's all different different age groups now too, as well. So
Right. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for
Freedom.
the interview.
no worries.
Okay. You take care. Right on. All right. First of all, what brings you here today?
Well, I'm a proud Canadian. I'm a patriot. I've seen the way this country's been in decline, and I think it's time for a change. We've had, 12 years of destruction of the country that I love the most. I've lived abroad, but I've always returned to the country of my home, and I'm just seeing it fall apart. I don't want to see it fall apart anymore. My children need a stable country to live in, and this is one of the last bastions in the world for freedom of speech, freedom to do as you choose. But this is being taken away from us. Liberals are introducing laws to censor us. You can't share Canadian news. You try it on Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of times this content's not available here. Why are we having censorship? This isn't a communist country. This is a country of freedom. When you try to accommodate everyone, you accommodate no one.
True.
So
Yeah.
what we need to do is accommodate the country, the group, do what's best for this country to move forward. We have all the natural resources in the world. We have the third largest oil reserves in this country. We've got the ring of fire that's sitting there untouched. This country could be as rich as Dubai.
Where's all the money going?
Abroad. Why is my money going abroad when there are people living on the streets in this country? veterans who don't have a home.
And I overheard you say that you are a veteran. You joined the services?
I joined the services in 1988 as a reservist to fight against communism. Now they want to let it in the back door. My guns are my guns. They don't belong to the Canadian government. You can't buy back something that was never yours in the first place. I purchased these legally, did everything that the Canadian government requires of a Canadian citizen to own a firearm. My background or my name goes through a background search daily.
Yeah.
I'm not the problem. The problem is the violence on the streets, the illegal firearms that the liberals allowed into this country by not protecting our borders. What kind of government continues in office taking care of their agenda and not the agenda of Canadians?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for your service, and thank you for the interview. All right, Davey boy.
We are done.
I think our job is done here. It's been a good one.
Yeah, it was a great protest. Lots of good people here.
Yeah.
Only a couple of people trying to cause shit with us.
Yeah.
A couple of provocateurs.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. All right.
Next time I'm bringing hot chocolate, though.